Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna demonstrate how we can configure Cisco VoIP phone and the Cisco CME routers. So in this video I'm gonna use two CME routers which I'm gonna run on a Linux virtual machine. While for the Cisco VoIP phones I'm gonna use the Cisco IP communicator softwares on two different Windows Server 2019. And first, let me show you the script that I will be using in this video to run the routers on this Linux virtual machine. And this is the script that I will be using in this video to run the routers. And I have given port 2521 to router 1 and telnet port 2522 to the second router. And now I will run my script to make my router online. And after that, I'm gonna telnet into both of the routers using the port that I've assigned to them. So right now you're looking at my router 1. And firstly, I'm gonna configure the IP address on this router on this F0/0 interface, and the IP address is going to be 192.168.5.94/24, and I'm going to make the port online. And after that I'm going to configure the telephony service on this one. First of all, we can set up max ephone limit with this command. So I'm going to set that as 20, and max DN is gonna limit the directory number you can set up. It's gonna be same for me, 20. The other thing I will need is the IP source address for the telephony service. And on this router, it's going to be 192.168.5.94, the same address of the router with the port number 2000, which is used for the Cisco CME VoIP services. And now I'm gonna configure the directory number with the command ephone-dn, and it's gonna be first directory number. So the command will be ephone-dn1, and here I'm gonna set up the number which I will be using for my VoIP phone. It's gonna be 7894. And after that, I'm going to create the ephone one, where first of all, I will need the MAC address of the Cisco VoIP phone. But in this case, I'm using the virtual machine, so I'll have to look at the physical address of that virtual machine. And here at the background, you can see that I have the Cisco IP communicator, and here I'm going to use the command ipconfig/all, and we'll be able to see the MAC address of this machine that I can easily copy from here and paste it into my router. And after doing that, I will need to set up the button. So button I want to set up is the second button on my VoIP phone, and on that button I want to set up the first directory number that I configured here. So for that, the command will be button2:1. Now what we need to set up is the dial pair. So in dial pair, we're gonna set up the destination pattern and the target. So for destination pattern, for me, it's gonna be 7 dot dot dot, because I'm just gonna use a 4-digit number on the other phone as well. And for the destination target, it's gonna be the IP address of the second router. So for second router, I will use the IP address 192.168.5.95. So that's going to be the destination target here. So after that, we'll need to configure the router too. So it's going to be similar, just the IP address and other numbers are going to be different, but the configuration that we'll need to set up is gonna be the same. And here again, the first thing I will do is I'm gonna set up the IP address, which is gonna be 192.168.5.95/24. And I'm gonna make the port online with no ship. And after that, I'm gonna configure the telephony service with max number of ephone to 20 and max number of directory number 20 as well. And for this router, the source address will be 192.168.5.95, which is the IP address of this router. And the port number will stay the same, which is 2000. And after that, we'll need ephone directory number again. And in that directory number, I'm gonna set up the number for the VoIP phone, which is gonna be 7994 for this one. And now I need to configure the ephone. So it's gonna be ephone 1 here. And I need the MAC address, which I will get from the virtual machine. It is the second Windows virtual machine. So ipconfig/all, here's the physical address of this machine. And I will copy it and paste it into my router. And after that, I will need to set up the button here as well. It is going to be same button 2:1. So it's going to set up the directory number 1 to the second button. After that, we'll need to set up the dial pair and the destination pattern for dial pair will stay the same, which is a 4-digit number. And after this, I will have to configure the session target, which is going to be the IP address of the other router, which was 192.168.5.94. Now, one last thing that I need to configure on the routers is a default static IP route. So for this router, on second router, the default static IP route is going to be this one, where the next hop IP address is going to be the IP address of the first router, which is 192.168.5.94. And on the first router, the next hop is going to be the IP address of the second router, which is 192.168.5.95. And now one last thing that we are left to do is just open the VoIP phone and point them to their respective routers. So I will show you that in a moment how you can do that. So I'm gonna open the Cisco IP communicator software in the Windows Server virtual machine. As you can see here, for the TFTP server, I have used the IP address of the first router on my first Windows server. So it has already got the number that it was supposed to get, which is 7894 around. And on the second Windows virtual machine, I'm gonna open the Cisco IP communicator, and here you can see the IP address of the second router. I have already configured it here. It has already got the number as well. And here you can see the phone. When I opened the phone, it got registered and it showed up in the router. And now I'm gonna make them call each other. For that, I will dial from second phone to first phone. So from second phone, I will dial in 7894. And as you can see, I have already received the call on my first phone. And that is how we can connect Cisco VoIP phones to Cisco CME router and make them work. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you found it helpful, please like it and have a great day.